Man, oh man, does it feel good to be home. What is up, Finn fans? Fun fact, I recorded a video last night in the hotel, and it was supposed to be out 9 o'clock this morning doing a deeper dive. And the video you record on your phone is an HVEC, and the only you can edit and upload is with an MP4. So I just got home, hung out with the wife and the baby for a little bit, and I came down here to shoot this deeper dive video real quick because I recorded it last night. I couldn't upload it or edit it, and I'm very upset about that. But the vlog will be out later tonight, probably like late tonight, and then we have the film breakdown tomorrow morning. But it does feel good to be home. Had an absolute blast in Miami, seeing the Hurricanes game that ended stupidly, and of course the Miami Dolphins beating the New York Giants 31-16. So we're gonna jump into this. We're gonna do a deeper dive. We're gonna talk about a few things, and yeah. Going to be a lot of fun. Right now, the Miami Dolphins are number 1 in the AFC East, 4-1. They're number 2 in the AFC, 4-1. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Again, you know how I do. I take it Sunday, Monday. Enjoy. We're on to Carolina. But enjoy this. First place. How long we're going to stay in first and second place, I don't know. But enjoy it. Now let's look at some stats when it comes to the season. Tua Tagovailoa, 1,614 passing yards, is number 1 in the NFL. 11 passing touchdowns is tied for number 2 in the NFL. Unfortunately, his 5 interceptions is tied for second most in the NFL. Needs to do a little bit better there. His passer rating of 101.9 is second best in the NFL, and he has a completion percentage of 71.7. When it comes to rushing yards, Devon Achane, number 2 in the NFL. When I recorded this video last night, he was number 1, but Christian McCaffrey surpassed him. Number 2 in the NFL, 460 yards, 5 touchdowns, makes him tied for number 3 in the NFL. And you have Raheem Mostert, who is 10th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nope. 11, 12, 13, 14th with 314 rushing yards. But he is tied for first with 7 rushing touchdowns with Christian McCaffrey. Then receiving yards, we have Tyreek Hill, number 1 in the NFL, 651 yards. 5 receiving touchdowns, is tied for first in the NFL with Stephon Diggs. The Miami Dolphins offensive line has only given up 6 sacks, one of them yesterday, and 3 against Buffalo. So they're doing much better than I thought they would. We have, we're just going to start raffling off things. When it comes to sacks on the D-line, Andrew Van Ginkel has 4. Sealer has 3. Ogba has 2.5. Christian Wilkins has 1.5. And Jerome Baker has 1.5. Hopefully we get Jalen Phillips back soon, and he can start adding to his sack total. Dolphins owner Stephen Ross just personally stopped Andrew Van Ginkel in the tunnel to congratulate him on his performance today. That was after the win yesterday. That man is due for a new contract. 2,568 yards of offense is an NFL record for most yards in the first 5 games of a season, more than the greatest show on turf. Tua Tagovailoa has more passing yards through 5 games than any quarterback in Miami Dolphin history. Also, more stats. Miami Dolphins, number 1 in yards per game, number 1 in first downs per game, number 1 in EPA/play, number 1 in success rate, number 1 in passing yards per attempt, number 1 in passing yards, number 1 in passing touchdowns, number 1 in pass success rate, number 1 in rushing EPA, number 1 in rushing success rate. They're number 2 in, no, they're still number 1 in rushing yards, number 1 in yards per carry, and number 1 in rushing touchdowns. Tua Tagovailoa said he called his own play on the touchdown to Tyreek Hill. So that nice long touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill, hit him in stride, everything. Tua changed an audible on that and called that play on his own. Absolutely, absolutely love that. Little tidbits and notes from today. That's the good thing about shooting this video now versus when I do it the night before and kind of let it stew. Devon Achane is dealing with a knee injury, and apparently he's going to have an MRI on it. But, sorry, I said Achane. But Mike McDaniel came out and said there's various things that he's undergoing. Handshakes as well, high fives. I think for all accounts, he had a good breakfast and lunch. So it doesn't seem like Mike McDaniel is that concerned about Achane's injury. I think what's going to happen is he'll probably sit for the Panthers game, rest up, and then Sunday night against the Eagles, he should be a full go. I'm hoping it's nothing serious and he just, got banged up and, he could take a rest there. Drew Rosenhaus, who is the agent for Jeff Wilson, says he will be activated off the injury reserve list. His 21-day practice window will open this week, more depth for a loaded backfield. So we're going to get Jeff Wilson Jr. back. Also, Dolphins cornerback Jalen Ramsey is on the positive side of returning for sure. Head coach Mike McDaniel said. He said Ramsey is a special breed and doing a great job in rehabbing from late July's torn meniscus surgery. Ramsey is moving well and spotted jogging / casually running in street clothes. Like I said to you guys, took a run in the tunnels. So a lot of good things, a lot of depth that I wanted to talk about now that I'm home. I can do it the right way. But I'm very happy, very excited with the way this team is going. There are some little things that I need to talk about when it comes to the team in general, right? The defense needs to step it up a little bit. This offense is on a world of its own. This offense is doing great things, top-notch things, and I just want to see the defense catch up. Now, the front got some sacks yesterday, and it was all great, and we were very happy about it, but also it was against a very bad Giants team. I'm going to talk about bad teams in a second, but I just need to see the defense do more. Press a little bit more. I want to see Fangio start to implement different things. I want to start seeing Fangio trust his guys a little bit more. It's a yin and yang situation with the whole trust situation, because that's probably one of the main reasons we're not seeing Cam Smith out there, is because I don't know if Fangio trusts him enough not to get burned over the top. If you notice, Apple was out there last week because Cater went back to the inside, and Cater was doing fantastic making those open field tackles. We'll break that down in film as well. But I need to see the defense kind of match this number one offense. Now, do I need the defense to be number one? No. I'll be happy with the defense being 16th, 17th ranked. I just don't like where they're at when it comes to allowing the yardage and the chunk plays and the missed tackles. And I notice a lot of times they go to strip the ball before they tackle. Just tackle them. I know you guys want the turnovers. I know you want to get the ball back for the offense so we can score 30, 40, 70 points. I get that. Secure the tackle and let a guy come up and punch the ball out or do what he has to do, make the tackle. But I just want to see the defense evolve. Now, we are seeing the offense evolve because this is the second year in this offense. They did really good last year. They're doing elite this year. It's because they're evolving in that offense. As the year goes on, I'm hoping to see more out of this defense, especially when we play the other teams. And that's what's going to coincide with something I noticed from yesterday's game. People are upset. I talked about it in the recap, and I understand why people are upset, right? We beat the bad teams. But what some people need to understand is not everyone beats the bad teams. Not everyone beats the teams they should beat. The Ravens should have beat the Steelers. They didn't. The Bills should have beat the Jaguars. They didn't. The Cowboys should have beat the Cardinals. They didn't. The Jaguars should have beat the Texans. They didn't. You got to beat the teams you're supposed to. You got to beat the teams that aren't as good as you. But on the flip side, and on the side where I understand where you're coming from, it means nothing if you can't beat the good teams, if you can't beat the teams on your level or maybe a little bit above you. Like the Eagles on Sunday, they're a little bit better than the Dolphins in the aspect they're a full team. Their defense matches their offense. I'm not going to go too in depth with that because that's 2 weeks from now, and we have the Panthers. Don't look past the Panthers. I don't give a crap that they're winless. I don't give a crap that they're young. I don't give a crap about any of that. Don't look past them, but that's a big Sunday night game against Philly. That's a game that you win, all of a sudden the chatter starts to happen again about MVPs, Coach of the Year, Super Bowls, yada, yada. I don't want to talk about it because I'm still set on one game at a time. But that's where the media starts to come back in and go, okay, Miami. Because look how they're chatting up the 49ers after they destroyed the Cowboys. Everyone's afraid of the 49ers. Everyone's wondering, are they going to go undefeated? Me personally, no. Any given Sunday, they will lose. But A lot of people are like, okay, okay. That's what we need to see from this team. It was a great win. I don't care how it happened. I know there was sloppiness that we'll talk about in the film breakdown, but overall, it was a great win. I'm happy with the win. Keep it moving, keep it churning, bring the healthy guys back or the unhealthy guys back. Bye week's coming. We're going to get Ramsey back. Make the trades. This is where you can make those trades. This is where you're sitting at 4-1, possibly 5-1, possibly, you keep winning. You make those trades because their first round pick is going to get lower and lower. Now, I'm throwing this out there. I'm not saying I want it to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. But supposedly the Broncos are having a fire sale. Supposedly Pat Surtain II isn't happy. I would send them a first to get Pat Surtain over here. Then all of a sudden you got the youth. Because next year they're probably going to move on from X. And the year after they're going to move on from Jalen. All of a sudden, Cam Smith, Patrick Surtain, PS2, you're set at corner. And they're young and they still aren't going to get paid. There's a lot that it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be real interesting how the trade deadline goes. Or they could go for a linebacker because the way Vic Fangio's defense works, he needs that linebacker play that fits what he wants to do. Now, don't get me wrong, David Long Jr. and Jerome Baker started coming along a little bit, but I still want that Mike in there. But there's a lot that can happen. I want the team to continue to get better. I want them to continue to thrive, beat the teams you're supposed to, but also I understand the disappointment because we want to beat the teams that a lot of people don't expect us to beat. So a lot that's going to happen. Again, the trade deadline's on the 31st. So for the next 3 weeks, there's going to be some chatter and all that stuff. So I'll keep you guys updated. But comment below. Let me know what you guys think of the game. Let me know what you guys think of the team going forward. Let me know what you guys think of everything about Devon Achane. What do you think of all that stuff? Comment below, and I will see you guys later tonight in the vlog. Again, that will probably be at around 11 o'clock, and then tomorrow with the film breakdown. But other than that, like usual, stay classy. Fins up.